Welcome to Will It Build, the series where I take your builds from my YouTube comments and Discord server and put them to the test to see if they are the real deal. If it's solid, then I'll gift you 1,000 silver, and if it's really something special, you'll be featured in a dedicated build video for your submitted build. So comment yours below so we can answer the question, will it build? Welcome back to your favorite build video series, Will It Build, the first episode in the brand new Onslaught Horde mode with the Into the Light update. As you can see here, if you want to submit your build to be reviewed, you can do it in my Discord server in the Will It Build channel. However, since there's not a ton of options here, since people haven't started submitting them, they've probably been a little bit more busy testing them out in Onslaught. Instead of grabbing one from the Discord server today, we're going to start off our first Onslaught episode by actually going back to one of my previous build videos and seeing if it still holds up in the Onslaught mode to see if you can get to wave 50 on Legend difficulty with it. It is my Consecration Solar Titan build. I will include the Destiny Item Manager link for this in the description of this video. The gist of it is that we're going to be using the Consecration melee ability as much as humanly possible. And the reason this is so good is because when we pair it with our exotic gauntlets, the Pyrogale gauntlets, as you can see here, Consecration's second slam creates a Cyclone of Flame. Now, these also are extremely powerful because it modifies the Burning Maul super into a single high damage slam of your hammer that creates several Cyclones of Fire, which is insane for boss damage, insane for ad clear, pretty much everything that we're going to need in Onslaught. Now, as far as weaponry goes, I've been liking a disorienting grenade launcher in Onslaught a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and rock and roll with that. Literally any non-champion or boss enemy completely turns off. It's really good for saboteurs who are almost always mini boss tier enemies, kind of stops their advance and makes your ADU really safe. I've got my Zali's Bane with Pugilist and Incandescent. Pugilist is massive here because it's going to make it so that I have significantly more melee ability energy uptime, so I can get off much more consecrations. And then I'm going with the Dragon's Breath in the exotic slot. This is awesome whenever you're running a solar subclass, because when you pair it up with the Ember of Ashes, it makes it do significantly increased damage and it makes it reload itself a lot more quickly. As far as the rest of the build, I've got a few ways to heal myself. Soul Invictus, so that I can make sunspots whenever I kill an enemy with solar ability Final Blows. These are going to be nice because I can step into them to get restoration, or I can get restoration with my healing grenade, which I can then extend with any solar ability Final Blow or solar weapon Final Blow with the Ember of Empyrean. We've then got the Ember of Torches, so that anytime we deal powered melee damage, aka our Consecration, we become Radiant, so all of our weapons will be doing a 25% weapon damage buff. And then I've also right here got the Ember of Searing, so that defeating scorched targets grants melee energy to give us even more fuel to get those Consecration procs off. Feels really, really solid. As far as mods go, I'm really leaning into the melee ability energy, so we've got some melee kickstarts, some stacks on stacks, some charged up, and then I want to get some orb scavenging so we can go ahead and get stacks of armor charged. So we've got Harmonic Siphon and Reaper and Heavy Handed to generate orbs, and Powerful Attraction to scoop them all up whenever we cast our class ability. Also got a Harmonic Scavenger so we can make sure that we scoop up a ton of heavy ammo for our Dragon's Breath. And with that all put together, I'm pretty confident that this is going to absolutely ravage Onslaught, but the only way to truly answer is to go in and test it out. I've got Ghost and Cold here from my live stream, twitch.tv/Mactics, by the way. We film all of these live here. These red jacks are kind of in the way, I'm not going to lie. Okay, rip our hammers up just like that. Right out the gate, dealing a ton of damage. And as you can see, we already have 50% of our melee ability energy back, pretty much 75%. Getting our slide, our slam, and yep, pretty much everything blew up. I already have my melee ability back as well. I believe that's thanks to defeating scorched targets, because remember, my first wave is going to scorch everything, and then my second wave is going to make it so that anything that is scorched gets ignited. So I'm just getting a ton of kills on scorched enemies, and thanks to the Ember of Searing, I believe it was, that's what's going to fuel a ton of our melee ability energy in conjunction with our melee kickstarts. We've got Pugilist on the hand cannon, like I said, just a ridiculous amount of ways to make sure that we always are maxed out on melee ability energy, so we can be spamming this thing nonstop. Looks like we got some stuff going on here, so let's go ahead and get our wave going. And 75% of the melee back just like that. Now we have the entire thing back. Drop the hammers on top of this guy's head. And like I said, the disorienting grenade launcher is absolutely massive for these saboteurs. It's a mini boss tier enemy, which are enemies that are capable of being disoriented. The only enemies that can't be disoriented are boss tier enemies and champions. Okay, so we're gonna wait until this guy puts his shield up. And then let's drop the hammers on him. And he's dead. Okay. Start smoking all these enemies back here. I'm just gonna kind of focus. Never mind. Get the hammers up, bring them down. Hopefully kill both of these saboteurs so I can get the ADU batteries. I'm gonna chuck them at my teammates. I think I actually landed that one into the bank. And I'm actually gonna throw up a barricade real fast here. And then give some healing to my teammates. That procs my restoration, so if I just get some solar kills, it'll keep my restoration stacking. Also keep my radiant stacking. That's thanks to the Ember of Empyrean, so I always have that 25% weapon damage buff. And I always have a lot of healing going on. And thankfully, we are definitely making our ADU a lot healthier. Put that ball in. I'm gonna run straight at these guys. And hammers. Okay, I kind of want to stay on flat ground because I'm not sure how this is gonna perform on stairs. It looks like it did just fine though, to be completely honest. I'm gonna see if I can just run past this guy. Slide in. Oh my god. Well, that's no good. Ended up working out. But that is not what I thought was gonna happen. Okay, once again, I'm going to try and play in this area and just keep bringing down the hammers on everything. If I'm continuously killing everything with my hammers and with Pugilist on my hand cannon, I should always have my slam, which should make it pretty easy to spawn trap all these enemies. Reminder that I can throw my healing grenade, get some restoration, and as long as I'm continuously getting solar kills, I'm going to continuously extend those buffs. So that's always my priority, is make sure I'm either standing in a sunspot to make sure that I get restoration, or if I can't get restoration through a sunspot, then make sure I'm getting it by chucking my healing grenade down on the ground. And the nice thing, I don't know if the other maps are like this, but the nice thing about this map is there's a lot of choke points, and choke points are the perfect situation for absolutely mauling all these enemies with basically the napalm strike that is my consecration. So I'm not 100% sure if this build is going to work exceptionally well on all maps. It kind of depends how the maps are laid out. I haven't played the other two yet, but for this map in particular, it is exceptional. Trying to kill this guy. Yeah, I killed him before he could even bring his shield up. Shielded Sky Bomber dispatched. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do about that. I have a theory that that should... Oh! Yeah, he's not that much of a problem anymore. Oh, we do have a ton of enemies coming on our backside, though. Phrasing. Ton of enemies coming on our backside. Very bad phrasing. I'm gonna get another rocket into the Sky Bomber. And hopefully that's enough to kill him. Maybe a couple more shots. There we go. So, let's see. I'm going to try and get in early because our augmentation is reinforcements, so we're not going to get any buffs that are going to increase our damage. So I'm just going to get in early and throw my Pyrogale Gauntlets Burning Maul on him. And then I'm just going to keep spamming Dragon's Breath rockets at him, and so far so good. I'm also going to see, let's see if I can get my Titan Barricade up here so I can stand in this capture circle and spawn those reinforcements. And then I can also maybe even get a consecration down. I do have to be a little bit careful of going in for my consecration when my Dragon's Breath is on him. So I think I can pop my super to finish him off. And yeah, that'll do the trick. Of course, the double chests, because we are doing this on legend difficulty. I guess it should be here. I think it spawns us where the ADU is going to be. And it looks like it respawns at full HP, so that's actually awesome. So seems like your ADU just needs to last for 10 waves, and then you kind of get like a fresh start. I've noticed in Onslaught that some of the waves are very, very, very short and have very few enemies, whereas other waves seem to be extremely long and have a ton of enemies. I wonder what decides that. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason. You would think that the waves just get harder as time goes on, but Doesn't seem to be the case. Ooh, that was a very satisfying consecration. I'm actually gonna rip off a Dragon's Breath shot right there on that guy. Get my healing grenade down as well. Ooh. Great tether by my teammate. And say goodbye to that guy. Wonder whose team the decoy is on. Oh, this... God, that is so satisfying. Worth noting as well, remember that even... You don't have to always do consecration. You can do your little throwing hammer as well. Sure, you can't spam it like you used to be able to. Okay, so we're going to try and break his shoulders, and then I'm going to pop my Burning Maul. And I'm just going to put the hammer there, not only to deal a ton of damage to the Tormentor, but also to hopefully keep Fire Cyclones in that choke point so that the explosive servitors that are coming in, not servitors, sorry, the explosive shanks that are coming in, will just naturally blow up every time they try to get through the choke, and they'll get nowhere near our ADU. And then I'll throw a Consecration as well to finish him off and to get the mini Fire Cyclone for the same reason. If I got a little mini Fire Cyclone going, there's no possible way that any of these explosive shanks are going to make it through. Okay, we're going to chuck the battery over there. Get a healing grenade down so we get our restoration started. And we're pretty much unkillable with this going on. This looks to be another relatively short wave. Just a couple more enemies to kill, and we're golden on the wave 15, which I think means we're going in the pyramid. So we're just going to play these choke points. I have no idea where that Saboteur went. There he is. Get that disorienting grenade launcher on. Let's get a little consecration wave over here. I mean, this build is going to be perfect for literally any Horde mode map, as long as the Horde mode map has choke points and in any capacity, which I feel like most of the time they will. It seems like that's kind of Bungie's design intent when it comes to this activity, so I have a feeling that this build is going to run the show no matter where you take it. And that disorienting grenade launcher is absolutely still putting in work. And healing grenade down, get my restoration. And let's get that timer up on it. It is just tier 1 restoration, so the healing isn't anything ridiculous, but it at the very least gives you enough time to pull out your disorienting grenade launcher to go ahead and put a shot into the enemies. And I think this guy's going to try and stasis freeze me again. So let's see if I can get a little barricade going. Bait out his stasis freeze. Maybe kill some of these enemies, get a heal, and then make a jump for it. Actually, it kind of worked, I'm not going to lie. Alright, let's play this choke point right here. I'm actually going to throw my Titan barricade here as well. So any enemy that passes through it, they're going to automatically get disoriented. And I think they take a little bit of damage, too, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. So, good to note, as you can probably tell, the consecration does not go through your own Titan barricade. So... Ooh. I like that wave of enemies right there. And they're all gone. Get another wave down. Looks like it was just one enemy. Get a little hammer on him. Down the hammers again. I think I saw an overload champion somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Which I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if we have any overloads done, so I think we just have to brute force him. Although it looks like I might not have a choice. I definitely want to get rid of him because he just has a really good angle on our ADU. So I'm going to drop my Burning Maul on him. And then let's get back over here, start playing this choke point. Got a couple saboteurs coming in. Get these ADU batteries to heal. What we got? What we got? Line up good old Dragon's Breath. I guess I didn't really have to reload that. So, Augmentation Rift. If I'm not mistaken, when we have Augmentation Rift, if I kill this guy, I get the spark, and then I can deposit the spark at our base, and it'll do a big old chunk of damage to the boss. So he's finishable now. Whack him. And then I can collect the spark up here, and then I should be able to run it back to home base. Let's take a look at the boss's HP bar, see how it does. Mosey on over here. Yeah. Does like 20%, I guess. I don't know if that's worth it, to be completely honest. I think I would have been better off just like actually focusing on DPSing the boss, to be completely frank. Get a little consecration action on him. And then 3 rockets there from that 1 brick. That's where that harmonic scavenger is coming in real handy. I actually feel comfortable. Just go ahead and shoot another rocket. Okay, so it looks like we got enemies coming in from this choke point and from the choke point where our previous ADU was. Here, not as great of a choke point. This is a much more wide open hallway, but it looks like it's not really gonna matter that much. Because I can just go ahead and cast my Burning Maul and makes a big fire cyclone. Like, like, are you kidding me? How is any of this stuff supposed to live? Then I got my melee ability back. Okay, this is very funny. That tether is obviously playing a big role in this as well. Don't get me wrong. Whoa. This is nothing my Burning Maul can't handle. Get a Dragon's Breath shot on this guy as well. I feel like the demolitionists are... Whoa. Oh, there's most of them. This is my bread and butter right here. I have this on lockdown all day. Incandescent is such a big part of this as well because it not only gives us energy through Pugilist, but it'll give us energy through the Ember of Syrian as well, since it's scorching everything. So we have like 2 different perks that are giving us refund on our melee ability on the same gun. Yeah, I love those cyclones. I'm gonna try and draw the attention of this captain just in case, though. He's trying to shoot stasis at me, but it's not gonna work. So let's try and immediately take out a healthy handful of these. Fun fact, I'm a massive Star Wars fan, specifically when it comes to the Clone Wars, and I love ARC Troopers. And ARC, the acronym, stands for Advanced Recon Commando, so I'm kind of playing like a bit of an ARC Trooper right now. Very, very utility-based, playing ahead, high combat skill. So it looks like we have one in here. And actually, I'm just gonna pop a Dragon's Breath into him. That should put him down. Yeah. And then, let's see. Let's drop this for good measure, just to make sure that all these shanks are out of the way. I want to make sure that I'm cooking this Sky Bomber as well. Because those Sky Bombers can do damage to your ADU, even if they're nowhere near it, because they drop bombs from the sky, as their name would suggest. So I'm going to play a little advance. Kind of want to run over and grab this battery. And then we'll come back to the team. Help clear things out, make sure we're safe. Looks like it's just the servitor, and then we're good to go. Typically, it's $5 a month to subscribe to a Twitch channel. But you can subscribe to mine for absolutely free if you connect your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. Literally costs you nothing. It's part of your Amazon Prime annual benefits. And you can subscribe to my channel once every 30 days. Not only does it give you ad-free viewing in here, but it actually supports my channel a lot because I actually get a bit of money from it from Amazon. So just throwing it out there. Anyone who likes the content, wants to support me, maybe help me make more of it at no cost of your own. Prime subs go a long way here. And, you know, it's an opportunity to get people in the stream, lets me meet you face to face. I'd love to see y'all in here. Twitch.tv/Mactics. It's where we film all these live. It's a really good time, I promise. I think you guys will like it. This brig boss is kind of scary. Not that scary, though. Make sure we're dealing with all the enemies in this choke. This little tiny staircase right here is just hell for them. I mean, there's nothing they can do. Boom. Okay, this is looking a little tough. So let's get the burning maul out, get the big fire cyclone going. Make sure nothing gets past this point. There's just a bunch of fire tornadoes all over the place, then should be good in theory. Yeah, we got a lot of enemies pushing us right now. I'm gonna get a dragon's breath shot, just kind of in the middle of the field. Hopefully kind of scoop up everything. Hey, sweetie. Oh, thank you. Our ADU is not looking great. So I think I actually am gonna buy some upgrades. So I think I'm gonna run over here and try and absolutely maul him while my teammates defend the ADU. Uh-oh. Trying to keep it alive. Need to get maybe another dragon's breath shot into this guy. Oh my god, he is tanky. Hopefully us fighting him, though, will stop him from shooting at the ADU? I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works. What I do know is that he's about to start laser beaming. Cool, there we go. And then, yeah, let's get some... I'm definitely going to start spending a little bit of my scrap here. I'm not going to spend all of it, but... Okay, so I see enemies coming in through here. Usually this is a pretty easy angle to hold. So I'm hoping that this can serve as a brief moment for us to get some ADU batteries and get it recharged. The only issue is this choke point here. They can kind of sneak around in that doorway, but it looks like one of my teammates has that on lock. Kill these dregs. Not sure if that tether was super necessary. Ow. And looks like our ADU got destroyed at wave 35. But as you can see here, I mean, I killed a lot of enemies. So, you know, sure, we didn't get all the way to wave 50, but I feel like it's a pretty solid build. I mean, there's so many variables when it comes to Legend Onslaughts. It kind of depends like what wave types you get. You know, certain waves are always going to be harder than others. So I feel like the fact that we didn't get level 50 on that run is not necessarily indicative that this build sucks for Legend Onslaught. I feel like it performed very well, and I feel like it did exactly what you want a build to do when it comes to Onslaught. So once again, just a quick look at the build. This is kind of the weapon setup. This is the subclass setup right there. And then right here is the mod setup. I thought it performed exceptionally well. And I think, you know, under different circumstances, also kind of depends on like synergies with your teammates, what builds are your teammates using. Definitely a very big team effort thing. Will it build? I would say absolutely yes. I feel like that absolutely killed it. You know, we saw how effective it was in choke points, how effective it was at keeping me alive. Had the boss burst damage whenever we had like the big enemies spawn, the big sky bombers and things of that nature, the tormentors and the demolitionists. So I feel like you guys can do just as well, if not better. So please make sure to join my Discord server, linked in the description below, so you can submit your build suggestions for Onslaught so I can take a peek at them, test them out, and answer the question, will it build? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope to catch you in the live stream at twitch.tv/Mactics. And as always, have a great day.